o'clock, and fortunately enough, the Air Force One allowed us to actually speak about this thing, because I think Dukes as well is affected, so he allowed it. Dr. Dukes.
Sure, bro.
I
hold.
Okay, can I DJ Dukes, eh?
Yes.
So why do you keep quiet? This are DJ Dukes.
No, you can call me what you want to call me.
Okay.
I'm an academic myself, so I wouldn't mind that title.
We're speaking about the law allowing 12-year-olds and 16-year-olds to consensually engage in sexual activities. What is your take, my man?
My man, for me personally, if you look at the developed countries,
yes,
that law has been there.
Yeah.
So, we are a third world country or second world, striving to become that first world country.
Yeah.
So for me personally, I am glad there's something that is law in that way. But I have to go in detail law because it would make sense for if, for example, a 16, a 12 year, a 13, a 14-year-old and a 14-year-old consensually have that.
Okay, so you're saying if your daughter was 14 years old, 14 years old, it's fine?
No. Good one.
I want you to understand.
No. Good one.
Can I put you in this scenario and be a father?
Yeah.
When you answer this question?
Fine. Yes.
Okay.
It's the same principle that you use parenting your generation cheese. Because there's a law, there's maybe control measures that are in place for that law to actually be on. I'm sure it wasn't just one sentence or from now on. Only control measures that are in place, and parents out there should be able to apply those things and manage it in a way that is customized for their family units. The idea that I'm trying to sell to you, it's something very simple. The approach of, I think it's a new way of saying the approach of don't do doesn't work. So let's maybe try an approach that says do, but in a manageable way. You understand what I mean?
No.
I'll give you a simple example. Drugs in Netherlands are legal. So you can walk into a restaurant and order a tray of cocaine.
Oh, so does it?
Yet they don't have the highest rate of drug abuse. Do you understand what I mean?
But yeah, I understand. But they do not have a high rate of drug abuse because hence they allowed that law. But now we have a higher rate of pregnancies in primaries, and we are saying continue.
Because maybe of that approach of saying stop. So maybe if we allow it, maybe
so
we're
coming with a maybe law. Is that what you're saying?
All I'm saying is let's try something new. If this hasn't been working,
good argument.
You understand?
African, I hope you're not agreeing with this. Because if you're agreeing with it, then we have a problem.
No.
He's advancing a different argument, of which if we were to look at it with another eye and scrutinize it, probably we can come up with something. But at this stage, I'm not convinced enough. I still have to research on Australia.
that's what I'm trying to say.
Australia that is talking about so
Netherlands.
So Netherlands that is talking about. Remember that at the same time, the dynamics are not the same.
Yeah.
We are very far from Netherlands. We are in Africa and on the tip of Africa. Exactly. So we need to come up. We need to come up with some real relative or comparative studies. You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we are posing him, ne?
Yeah, no, I'm saying if we're to come back with this, I'll want him to furnish his argument and polish it very strong. Because honestly, if he's gonna stand up here with me, he must be ready.
I'm
always ready.
I'm always ready. Okay. Air Force One, what can we expect?
Jam-packed show as usual. Sports Terminal coming up at the bottom of the hour. We'll be analyzing what's happening in the world of sports. Mortal Kombat coming through. Two tracks taking each other on. It's a house Wednesday.
And Varsity Cup is starting as well.
Varsity Cup is coming up, and we're gonna be analyzing all the teams and what's going on in terms of the outcomes that we can expect from the Varsity Cup. And as far as Terminal 911 is concerned, it's all about actuality, what's happening in and around the world, and infotainment, musictainment, everything all in one.
Okay, before we close it, let's take one comment as well from Facebook, and then Africa closing argument. Okay. Didi Masaleng are whether they legalize it or not. It's happening every day, so we must face reality and try to come up with a solution. And it all starts at our homes. Our parents don't talk about sex, so kids hear it from their friends and want to do it. Okay, I do not know what that means, but yeah, closing arguments.
I agree.
Okay, let me start by saying democracy is like a rose. It comes in two ways. It has a beautiful smell and a thorny and the thorns. So as much as you are dealing with the beautiful smell, you must be ready to deal with the thorns of it. As I spoke about the blessings and the burden of democracy. So today we're talking about the burden of it, but that doesn't make democracy to be an ugly thing. And I will say to those who are at home that do not focus so much on the thorns, focus on the beauty of the rose, because the rose is still beautiful, which is the democracy that we have. And yet I will say this to any child who is exposed to this: you have a right to prioritize. Remember that the most beautiful thing about democracy, it wants matured citizens, it wants matured people. It presents you with a platter, choose whatever that you want to eat from it. And I want you to eat the best. There is an opportunity for education, there is a right to education, there is a right to resources and everything. You better focus on personal development, focus on your education, focus on your dreams. That's the freedom we have. Don't just focus on the other extremes of democracy. Yet at the same time they do exist, but you can choose to indulge in such rights at the right time. Do not abuse anything. Use everything right. It's at your disposal. Believe you me, sex is not running away. People have had sex and they died, and people shall be born and have sex and die again. So that is part of our world. The truth is one. Let us do a right thing at the right time. Is the best way to succeed in life. That's Moafrika wa Maila. Cheers. Be good and remain blessed.
On social medias, it's Moafrika wa Maila on Facebook.
Yes, on Facebook, Moafrika wa Maila. On Twitter, Moafrika wa Maila. I'm not yet a celebrity. I'm not on Instagram. But as soon as you make me one, I will get there. Let us be friends and let's talk.
A social entrepreneur, a law expert, a man who graduated from the University of Northwest, a former chairperson of ASMA, a very radical structure. What happened to PAC? I don't know, but it's fine.
You can ask me that question and keep quiet and run away.
It's fine.
It's fine, it's fine. No.
Signing up the Hell Show, 19 minutes.